Let's meet the visiting team, Mr. Rockets. At power forward, Ryan Anderson. At the other forward position, Trevor Ariza. At center, Clint Capela. At the point guard, Chris Paul. At the other guard position, James Harden. The head coach of the visiting teams, Mccullough.
Portland fans already at a fever pitch in the sold-out arena. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter David Aldridge. It's Western Conference NBA action. The Portland Trail Blazers here at home. Team still learning the ins and outs of their systems and how to play together in these early games. If you were coaching, Clark, and your team was struggling, how long do you wait before making changes?
It's hard to say, Kevin. It's a matter of feel and understanding your personnel, and sometimes it's gut instinct, consulting with your staff. But I think you've got to try to keep your changes to a minimal, and when you do make them, try to make sure they're relatively small changes so that you have a chance to adjust and your team does too.
Here's the starting group for Houston. Paul and Harden, the star-studded backcourt. Ariza and Anderson holding down the forward spots. And it's Capela in at the 5, roaming the paint. And here is Paul, following the three-pointer by C.J. Mccollum. Screen by Capela. Shot off the pick. Ariza has the open look. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Ariza's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball.
And one of the surprise moves of this past offseason was Chris Paul moving to Houston, joining James Harden to become one of the strongest backcourts in our league. Kicked off a feeling that Houston would be a force this season. Oh, tough play. Boy, did he have to fight to get that one to the rim.
Fires the 3. They get the rebound. Capela, and sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
And, you know, Capela is so strong that you really got to wrap him up if you're going to commit the foul on him.
Well, Swiss center Clint Capela is up there as one of the most efficient players in the league. He's only 22, but he's efficient mostly because all his shots come right at the basket, right on the doorstep. Last season, he finished near the top of the league, in fact, in field goal percentage.
And for a while, he was leading the league, if I recall correctly, Kevin. Capela knows who he is, what he's about, and what his team needs from him. So he finishes off his chances that are created by guards penetrating. Not flashy, but very effective.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. McCollum outside. Davis sets a screen. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Yeah, and C.J. McCollum mostly plays at that off-guard spot with the Blazers, but on a lot of teams, you could see him as the lead guard. I mean, 6'3" in height, and his handles are elite.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loop shots.
Free throw good, McCollum. And C.J. McCollum can step into that point guard role very comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps it on a string going right or left. A terrific ball handler. Calling him a secondary ball handler is almost not doing him justice.
And Portland making a change here. Collins is checked in. Houston also making some changes. Nene comes in for Clint Capela. And Mbah comes in for James Harden.
Solid trip from the line right there. Knocked him down, and it was easy.
Screen by Mbah. Outside Gordon. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebound. And unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Now here's McCollum. He has 5. There's the pick. 5 to shoot. Davis sets a screen. Here's Lillard. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Rockets on top. They lead by 3. From Portland, we're back in a moment. And earlier, Chris Paul told us about the depth of their roster. So important for any team.
Our bench is amazing. It's so exciting because when our bench comes in, more often than not, if we're losing, they're going to get us the lead. And if we have the lead, they're going to increase the lead. And it's fun to watch because everybody cheers for each other, too.
When your starters feel that good about their second unit guys, that's a heck of an asset that a team can have. And if you've seen Chris Paul cheering from the bench, you know that it's very, very true.
And Kevin, that's the kind of team that's always been so much fun to play on. Everybody's really pulling for one another, no matter who's playing. Even in practice with that kind of a team, you tend to have more fun.
Well, we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
And through that first period, for me, their work on the glass has been the difference.
Yep, pounding away on the boards. I mean, controlling the backboards. It's been a huge difference so far.
And so in the game for the Rockets, Chris Paul and Gordon are the backcourt pair. Luke Mbah out there with Nene. And it's Tucker in at the 3 spot. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And then for Houston, Clint Capela, he's checked in for Nene. Riza comes in for Mbah. And James Harden subbed in for Eric Gordon. Riza passes to Capela. Great D that time from Nurkic. Collins kicks to Connaughton. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Connaughton's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Trailblazers. There's the pass to Tucker. Houston moving it around. Ariza outside. Harden outside. They swipe it. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Here's Connaughton, and they take the lead. Connaughton's got the lead up to 1 now for Portland.
Oh, that's great D there. A little petty larceny as he just picks his pocket and takes it coast to coast for the finish.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Now here's Ariza. The feed to Harden. Back to Capela. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Capela's got his 3rd basket of the night.
You know, Capela's really hard to deal with inside, especially inside. Does a nice job using his size to get that shot off.
Here's Connaughton. We've got 13 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. He kicks it to Collins. It's over Tucker. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Trailblazers lead by 1. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Terry Stotts. Coach, it's a hard game so far. Going into the second half, what will you tell your team?
You just got to compete. Keep competing, trust each other, and make plays.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
And welcome
Show.
to halftime. Hey, what a fantastic time of the year. NBA season getting underway. Hey,
I'm excited. I am really excited. I am really, really excited, honey.
The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and at the end of the period, they had a slight deficit of 3 points. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. What'd you think about Portland, Kenny?
They were really efficient on offense. Shared the basketball well, great shot selection. That accounted for a high field goal percentage in the first half.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
Well, they're not matching up well defensively, giving up a lot of open looks, a lot of easy points. They're allowing a crazy high shooting percentage, 60% and up. Time to step it up quick.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Clint Capela really making a difference here.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Yeah, he squatted on that paint area and owned it, perfectly using his size and that soft touch inside. That's a heck of a combination, strength, size, and soft touch. Nice.
The third quarter now beginning, both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Portland with the ball. It's a 1-point game. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for the Trailblazers, Lillard and McCollum, the star-studded backcourt. Nurkic is out there with Mo Harkless, and it's Turner in at the small forward. And for the Blazers, tremendous scoring talent in their backcourt. How did they turn the corner in the West?
Clearly, it's going to be with their defense. I think that's where they've had their struggles. They're going to have to get better at the point of attack there and protecting the rim. I think some of it has to do with the lack of discipline, but also you could factor that into being just an inexperienced young group that's still kind of getting their feet wet.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Fellas, Al-Farouq Aminu has established himself as a great defensive player, and he wants that recognition. He said, my goal every year is to be Defensive Player of the Year. I want to guard 1 through 4 and even 5 sometimes. I want it to be known that I'm a great defender, and I want the league to recognize that. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Aminu continues to prove his worth on the defensive end. His length and quickness certainly hard to deal with. Ed Davis is checked in for Portland. Noah Vonleh comes in for Lillard.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Here's Gordon after the Trailblazers pick up 2. Back to Ba'amute. Shot clock at 3. Harden inside the three-point line. Kicks to Mba'amute. Benet setting the pick for Harden. A 3-ball. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. Gordon against McCollum. Gordon kicks to Harden. A three ball. Cranes the three-pointer. And Ba'amute's got 5 points so far.
You got to respect and you can't sleep on the passing ability of Harden. Love how he zips it over to open teammates.
And the basket by Mccollum.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. It's the Trailblazers. They're up by 3. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And let's listen to head coach Terry Stotts review the game plan with his guys.
Defensively, we got to give a little more pressure to their shots, all right? Make them make the second, third, fourth play.
That's Terry Stotts drawing the line defensively. Doesn't want the first guy with the ball to beat him.
And that's where a total effort is needed. Get back quickly, match up, call out screens, really the complete package.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. Harden and Gordon teaming up in the backcourt. Anderson is down low with Capela. And it's Mba'amute into the small forward. Now here's Turner. Mccollum outside. Misses the three. Rockets trail by 3. Anderson dishes to Harden. On deep. Offensive rebound. That shot, no good. And the Trailblazers shooting has been brilliant in this game. 67% from the floor. Harkless kicks to Mccullough. Over Gordon. And C.J. Mccollum again. McCollum's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Trailblazers. It's Harden with the drive. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It goes on Ed Davis.
It's always awesome to watch Harden do his thing. I mean, he's so good with the ball. Fantastic at going straight into the contact on his drive. Excellent.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that shrinks the margin to just 4.
And I think Harden is a natural leader. Somebody that commands respect, who also happens to be a dominant scorer.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Nurkic checked in for Davis, and it's Damian Lillard in for Swanigan. Trevor Ariza's checked in for the Rockets. Paul comes in for Eric Gordon. And he is unable to get the second one.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit. You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
For Houston, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Shooting 2.
It's the first that brings them within 5. And so he hits both.
And great work at the line there to chip away at the lead. A few more productive trips here, and things could really get interesting.
Now, here's Lillard. Jumper off the screen. No good. Paul with the defensive effort.
Time working against them here.
It sure is, and with such short time, it'll be really hard for them to catch up.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and they go to the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
I like the shiftiness of Mccollum. Feels like he can get any shot he wants to. Very efficient as a guard.
And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
Perfectly done at the stripe there. That brings their lead up to an even more comfortable level.
Timeout called, the Rockets. They're down by 6. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, C.J. Mccollum.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
Harkless with the steal. And now we've got the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. And so here is Houston. And here's Anderson from the arc. The shot will not fall. Now has a chance to add to their lead.
If they get into double digits, that would make it a huge hill to climb.
Here's Turner. And so it's Portland winning this one. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Damian, it looks like this team's progress can be measured by your improvement at the defensive end. Did we see that tonight?
We made some mistakes like every other basketball team does, but I think we did a great job of making adjustments. We got a little more physical. We did a great job of that.
And that led to a big win, Damian. Thanks for your time, man. Kevin?
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.